So today it's fish and pineapple salsa. I made this salsa for somebody a few months ago and she went crazy with it. So I'm going to do it again today with fish. What fish? Ideally, I would have liked to have tuna. It's one of my favorite fish. Depending on what you're cooking, of course. The kingfish is one of my favorites also, but that depends on what you're cooking. But for this dish, I would have liked to have tuna. Unfortunately, it's very, very difficult to get tuna in Turkey. So I am settling for this. I don't know what this fish is called, but it looks as close to tuna as you can have. Okay? And as they say, you have to play the cards you're dealt. That's the card I was dealt. So let me clean this fish, prepare it, get it ready for whatever dry rub that I'm going to use. We'll put it in the oven, and while that is happening, we'll do our pineapple salsa. This, what do you call it, replacement for tuna, substitute for tuna, is not as easy as tuna. With tuna, you can fillet it and get very good steaks. But this you can't get steaks in the way that you get from tuna, so you have to work very hard. And there is quite a bit of bones here that you have to deal with and pull them out. So it takes a lot of work preparing this fish. And I've been doing that, and I can still see there are bones. So you have to be careful with this. Of course, there's another piece here. The second piece, I haven't yet prepared it. We will do that now. Get this out. You can use that with the head for broth. But have to get that out. And then of course, get the other parts out. I'm showing this because just so that you can see how difficult it is to deal with this fish as opposed to dealing with tuna. Yeah. So finally we have two pieces and bones removed as much as possible. You need to be very diligent about removing the bones without spoiling the meat, and for that you need this kind of fish bone remover. It comes in very handy. Okay, we'll cut it out. Right. Okay, so now what am I going to do with this? I'm going to create a rub, and then I'll show you how I'm creating the rub, and then we'll put the rub here together with lemon, and then we'll put it in the oven. Time for creating the dry rub. Some salt. This is kosher salt. It's sea salt. I don't use that processed salt. I grind my own salt at home. And also, this is pepper. I grind my own pepper at home. I don't buy that powder pepper in the shop. I find both the processed pepper and the processed salt to be terrible, to be honest. And of course, I've got just a couple of cloves, not more than 2 or 3. Cumin, can't do without cumin. And now, some red pepper, turmeric, Yemeni spice, just enough to give you the taste. And of course, we can't miss out on onion powder. This is new actually, as you can see, so I have to open it. Some onion powder. And we will test the rub. But first we have to grind it. And I will do that alone because I don't think the grinding sound is very exciting to listen to. So give me a second. First, I'm going to put some lemon on the fish. Soak it in lemon, fresh lemon of course. And then we're going to take a little bit of olive oil, the cooking olive oil, not the eating olive oil, a little bit. Soak it nicely all over the place. And now what you have is fish that is soaked in olive oil and lemon. Okay? Now comes the dry rub. Wipe your hands and let's do this. You can of course choose whichever spices you want to take your fancy for the dry rub. Okay, it's your fish, it's your dish. You do it the way you want it. The spices have to take to qualify for your taste buds. There's no rule about which spice you want to use. So here we go. Here we go, and that's done. And now we take this nice fish, 20 minutes in an oven of 200 degrees centigrade. We'll visit it after 20 minutes. Meanwhile, it's time for the salsa. What do we have for the salsa? Let's have a look. I have here shallots, these little onions. I prefer them to the big onions in making this. I've got coriander here, fresh coriander. I've got chilies. I've got tomatoes. You can use the big tomatoes if that's the only thing you have, or if that's what you prefer. But I love these cherry tomatoes. Amazing. I've got this red pepper. And of course, I'm going to have another lemon here. And very necessary because this is called pineapple salsa. Got some pineapple here, fresh pineapple, freshly cut. You should have seen the way I cut it so expertly. You would have admired my pineapple cutting talents. Unfortunately, I didn't film that. So let's get cracking. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, so everything has been chopped. The bell pepper, the cherry tomatoes, the red chili. Red chilies, this is quite hot. And if you have a good taste for chilies like me, you will keep the seeds. Otherwise, you can remove the seeds if you can't handle them. And there is a shallot, onions, all the shallots, coriander, and the elephant in the room, the pineapples. Let's start the mixing. We'll put this first. Do the mixing. Then mix. The mixing is finished here. Let's mix it well. And then coriander, lemon, and of course the testing. We have to test. Look at that. Just the right amount of pineapple sweetness and the vegetables and the lemon. Just the right balance. You should try this salad. It's one of the best salads I have done. Next time we will do a Greek salad, which is also one of my favorites. But this salad is a winner anytime. Do it. And you can have it with fish, you can have it with chicken, you can have it with meat, you can just have it with nothing but this. It's fantastic. Okay, plating time. Fish out of the oven, 20 minutes later. Let's go. And that's the fish and the salsa. Of course, there's plenty of fish here remaining. I'm sure this is not enough for any serious eater like me, but just because we want to decorate something on the plate. There you go. Let's see how the fish has come out. Here. I'll test from this side, just so that I don't spoil that side. Fish without salsa. The dry rub did its job. Fantastic. I might suggest putting in a little bit of olive oil on this, on the fish and the salad. Now this is a different olive oil. This is a very high grade olive oil. It's not this olive oil, which is for cooking. So that's for eating. And I think it will make a lot of difference. But here we go. Nice fish. I don't know what it's called, but it's a fish. Fantastic. With some salsa. Amazing. Do this.